Do you want to go pro in Fortnite, but you don't know what things you need to do to actually achieve this goal? Well, this is a video for you. In today's video, I will be telling you everything you need to do to actually go pro in Fortnite. These will range from tips that everyone's heard of, but you might have forgotten, to tips that you probably have never heard. Because of this, anyone can watch this video, no matter if you're barely getting into comp or if you've already been competing for years. My first tip is to always warm up before you get on. Even if you just play 1v1s or turtle fights for 20 minutes, you should still do it. If you don't warm up, you'll be playing at a skill level much lower than you actually are, leading to little to no improvement. Another thing you need to do is stop worrying about your rank. It can be fun to try and rank up, but you shouldn't just camp because it won't help you improve at all. You don't have to hot drop and W key everyone, but you should try and fight as much as possible. If you can't easily get to champions without camping, you definitely need much more fighting practice, so you should spend more time in creative to work on that. When you die in ranked, you should write down why you die so you can find your flaws. If you notice that you always die because you make a bad peak, you should practice peaks in creative. By writing down why you die, you can pinpoint the things that you are bad at so you can practice them more than the things you are already good at. This leads me to my next point, which is that you should spend the majority of your time practicing in creative, especially if you don't have that much time to play. You can get so much more done faster in creative, since you will always be doing something, while in actual games you will be spending half your time looting. When you do practice 1v1s, you want to play against players that are better than you. You won't improve if you demolish all your opponents, so find players that are better than you. Another thing you should be doing is playing scrims. Scrims are the most realistic practice for tournaments, and if you want to go pro, you want to be good in tournaments. In scrims, you are set in a custom game with rules on banned guns and zones you can fight. These rules help mimic the tournament environment. Speaking of tournaments, you want to play every tournament you have the chance to play. Playing tournaments is what being a pro is, so if you want to go pro, you want to play the tournaments. You also need to be VOD reviewing. VOD reviewing is when you watch back a game of yours or a pro, and you write down things you did wrong and need to work on, or you write things that the pros did right and you should try. VOD reviewing is really good for pinpointing things you need to work on, and finding new strategies for you to use in your tournaments. My next point is probably pretty controversial, but is to not play for 8-10 hours a day. Even though you might think playing that much will help you improve much faster since you have more time, but you'll just get worn out playing that long and not improve much at all. You should be playing for 4 to 6 hours for optimal improvement. Another thing you should be doing is aim training. Aim is one of the most important parts of the game, since if you can't hit your shots, you won't be able to kill anyone. Even just 5 minutes of aim training each day will help a lot. And you don't have to buy Kovacs to aim train either. There are creative maps with aim trainers, or you can get aim labs for free, which is very similar to Kovacs. The last thing you should be doing is when you're not playing, you should try and imagine things you should be doing while you're playing. Let's say you did a tournament the previous day. That day, you can try and think of things you could have done to place better, or you can try and think of new retakes or peaks you can try. This can be very useful to do since you are working towards going pro even when you aren't playing. Doing all these things will help you go pro in Fortnite, and click this video here if you want to know how to become the best duo in Fortnite.